four gentlemen in the back of the room that I'm very appreciative of all their efforts. Jaden Olson and Casey Matthews, who've been around for the last couple of years now, going into their second year. Jaden with his third, and then Kyan Brown and Will Beasley. I understand, excuse me, as being a former assistant, all the legwork that they do, and so extremely appreciative of it. If you've got good people around you, you know you're going to be successful, and I'm fortunate I don't have good people. I have great people around me. They lay a tremendous groundwork, really build the relationships with the young men and their family, and it's really my job just to come in and not screw it up at the end, and they've done a tremendous job with it too. So this year's class, as you can see, I think I just figured it out, an average size of about 6'8", and you go back to last year's class, Tyson Ward, Cameron Hunter, Jared Samuelson, three young men that we're extremely excited about, but more in that mold of perimeter guys, where we felt you lose a Chris Kading last year, you're going to lose a Dexter Warner after this year. We need to add some size to our roster and give us a little bit of presence around the rim, and I think we certainly did that. You go back to last October, and sitting on my porch and got a call from Jordan Meidinger that he was ready to jump in and be a Bison. Jordan's someone that had been coming to camp for the last couple of years, and just really extremely excited about Jordan, also very appreciative of it. You know, as we made this jump to Division I, there was a lot of people that continued to say we wouldn't be able to do it with North Dakota kids. And you see two kids on our roster right now, and A.J. Jacobson and Dexter Warner, that aren't only doing it, they're succeeding at it. And so we're appreciative of that. And Jordan's just a young man. It really fits the mold maybe towards a Dexter too, where I think in a sense from the outside, which is always interesting because you can let that affect you one way or the other, but I think there's still some doubters out there in Jordan. And that's perfectly fine with us, and it's perfectly fine with Jordan, because I asked him when he committed to us, why'd you come here? And he said, Coach, I want to be the best. And I know you guys will push me, you know, in life, in the classroom, and on the court to be the best. And we're very excited about Jordan. I think most certainly Jordan's best basketball is ahead of him. Again, we'll cross that bridge next fall when it comes down to it. A guy that would be a prime candidate for a redshirt. But we want everybody to come in with a mindset that they're going to play, work hard. But again, like I said, we'll cross that bridge. But we get it all the time from our boosters, from our donors. Hey, you need a 7-footer. You need a 7-footer. So we're bringing in one. We're bringing in one that we're excited about. When I was a student coach here for Greg McDermott and Ben Jacobson, when they talked about big guys, they said, hey, if they can run, catch, and chew gum at the same time, go after him. Go after him hard. You can figure out the rest. And Jordan can do those three things very well. The fact that he's from chew gum really well, but the fact that he's from Dickinson, North Dakota, just is kind of that extra staple. And very, very excited about Jordan. I think he brings a presence, specifically, and I think early in his career at the rim defensively for us, but also is showing some real good skill with some touch around the basket for a kid that size. Tyree Edie, again, as you talk about size and then you talk about length and versatility, it's one of the things that's kept us at the top of the league. I think, especially defensively, where we're a little bit longer at the 2, 3, in particular, where we can bother some shots. We can make up for some of our errors a little bit quicker because of our length. And Tyree's a young man. Had a chance to watch him quite a bit this summer, and really liked him. Was intrigued about him. Didn't know a whole bunch about him. Really didn't anticipate knowing a whole bunch about him, just the way our situation was. And then we lost a young man this fall, and it opened up, and just couldn't be more excited. Tyree fits who we are as a culture. His dad has been a strength coach at the University of Wisconsin within their men's basketball program, so he understands that side of it. Tremendous student, as well as Jordan is, and just a fine young man to have him and his family up here and continuing to get to know them and build that relationship. I think of the three kids, you know, Tyree's probably at the top of those three as far as maybe has a chance to come in just from his physical size and presence alone to help us in the near future when that plays out. Again, those are certainly, you know, a year from now, the bridges that we'll be crossing at that point. And then Rocky Cruiser. Rocky Cruiser is a guy that just belongs as a Bison. If you know his dad, Rod's a tough blue-collar construction worker. And I think in a lot of senses when Rocky decided to come here, that's exactly what we wanted to see from Rocky. And a guy from Totino Grace in the cities, an area that we've had some success in, want to continue to make inroads there. But Rocky is 6'9", extremely skilled for a 6'9", can step out and shoot it very well, but also has a real presence around the rim and a real knack. And again, I think he can really create some matchup problems, especially at the 5 when he can step out and stretch it. But also, when we get into right now, we have A.J. Jacobson, who's our 4, and we're able to switch. And sometimes you get into those bigger, stronger forwards. It's not a great matchup for A.J., especially out of league, where Rocky gives us some versatility to play the 4 and 5. But again, and I want to make this loud and clear, what we do all the time starts with who you are as a person. Secondly, what kind of student you are. And third, what talent and potential you have the opportunity to bring to this program. And all 3 of these young men and their families check those boxes very, very quickly and exceed those boxes. And in fact, we've even dug a little deeper, and I spent some time with some military people and asked them, we almost turned this into, as much as they're selecting us, we're selecting them. And I think that's big to make sure that they're part of our culture. They understand what our culture is all about and want to continue the success and the culture that we have going forward. So, again, I appreciate everybody being here. Really appreciative of those 4 gentlemen and all their continued efforts. And I'll take any questions.
These 3 have been inside this facility and seen. Okay.
Yeah, they all have, and again, I know I talk about it all the time, and I won't stop. I think it got us into some equations. It certainly, you get the wow factor from them, but I don't think any of those guys came here just because of the brand new facilities. But certainly, it's a big part in our process. It's not the only part. It's not our main part, but it's a big part of it, and we're going to continue. If you've been up to my office, especially this time of year and the weather, and you can look out over the historic Dakota Field, you can look down into the Nodak Mutual Practice Facility. When it's all said, it's a beautiful view, beautiful venue, and none of them have seen the arena. We didn't really get to see it until last Wednesday, in a sense. So those are things. I think Jordan's going to be here for our game Friday night. That again, we're so excited, so appreciative of everything, and so excited for those kids to see that.
It is difficult to get 7-footers to go mid-major, and that might be part of where there are concerns with Jordan. But what is it that you think he needs to develop? What are you looking from him from his senior year to kind of progress forward?
Well, I think first and foremost with everything, it starts with the strength and conditioning part of it. He's done so much growing up upwards that he'll need to fill out. As you saw Jordan early in the summer, he struggled to get up and down the court after a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and by the end of the summer, once that cardio and that wind had caught up, he was better at that. I think that's where it'll start, and that's part of our deal. I mean, if we're recruiting a finished product, right, we're not doing a good job. I think in our program has been based on those guys that continue to develop, have room to develop, and certainly you can't rely all on potential. You need some results, but when you have a kid that understands the North Dakota pride, the Bison pride factor here, like I think Jordan does, I think he'll continue to get better because he wants to get better, and he'll work and get stronger.
Is it potentially a game changer? 7-footers just don't come along and land in your lap here.
Yeah, I'm like every coach. I'm excited here on November 9th on signing day, and it's a fun, special day, but I'm also realistic, and we got to see how this plays out a little bit. I don't want to put too many expectations, but it's different. It's certainly different. Does it allow us to change things up a little bit defensively and maybe pressure a little bit more because you have a presence at the rim? I think that's where Jordan's impact will be early in his career. But I'm really encouraged because I have seen, which you don't see from any size, I've seen a left hand, right shoulder jump hook and look pretty fluid and natural to it too. So, I think Jordan's got a bright future because he wants a bright future. But I also think, and I think our program, and I hope that our program's in a good place with a Dylan Miller, a Spencer Eliason, where we have some other guys, even Dangu in a sense, where we can bring those guys along at a speed, at a rate that they're more comfortable with.
Kid this fall who was going to bring some shooting, or you felt like was going to bring some shooting. Does either Rocky or even Tyree bring that to the program, or something maybe you're going to look for in the future?
Well, I think it really started and caught us maybe all as a staff even off guard here this fall is Jared Samuelson. Jared is a tough-minded kid who knows how to really play, really understands how to compete. And he shoots it at a high level. He's got one of the quicker, more prettier, if that's a word, prettier releases that I've seen ever. And so, again, I think it starts with who Jared is, and I think you'll see that pretty early in his career, just because of the way he shoots it, the way his understanding of the game. But Jordan, if you watch him shoot free throws, he shoots them pretty well. But Rocky has the ability at 6'9", and he's very comfortable, very smooth shooting it in a pick and pop situation out there. And Tyree has really worked on his shot. It goes in, it maybe looks a little funky at times, but it continues to get better, and that's what's really encouraging. I mean, Tyree is such a team guy. He just filled a team role in his AAU team this summer. But you go back and he scored 21 points, as a junior in high school, led the league, and so really encourage that not only shooting but scoring mentality that he can bring.
This the longest you're going to be in Division I with all these guys?
Yeah, I certainly think that's definitely part of it. With those three guys, you even look at a guy we're very excited about. The two young guys in Dang at 6'8", 6'9", long. Obviously jumps vertically extremely well. And then Tyson Ward, I think, is a guy that you'll continue to see get better and better because he wants to get better. And I think at times you'll see him at the 2 at 6'4", 6'5". So, again, I think that length is it's a word that we talk about all the time. It's a really underrated aspect of what we're trying to do and continue to be where we need to be defensively.